Unless somebody, I mean, I don't know. Not me. No, cameras. I don't even know anything about cameras. No, the only thing one time you weren't here, but I haven't touched anything. I left the lavalier out last time anyway, so yeah. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted this one or the lavalier. I'm just gonna the lavalier. All right, 6 o'clock, everybody.
Great, thank you.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. Well, it's 6:01. How's that? But everybody's like in such a festive mood. I hate to break the. All right, Oreed, are we ready to rock and roll? I got to get the canner to get himself over here. Yep. Okay. You have to sign. You're going to just do candle blessing, right? You're going to pick up at the onward. Yeah. Yep. That was the plan.
I could be like this. Yeah, maybe like that. Yeah. And you're not required to wear a mask anymore.
Sure.
Like we're gonna go Tzadik Katama instead of just page 28.
I'll try to do that.
That way he doesn't lose, because now we're kind of mixing with Cohen. That way, because he has a set order in his book that may not jive with the names.
Okay. Are we changing anything up tonight?
No. So I don't know. I'm not changing anything tonight.
We're not doing anything different tonight.
Okay, good.
Other than his beginning.
His beginning. But he may throw him off. So what's happening?
I'll try to do
Shalom Aleichem.
All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom. We are small but mighty. If you're not here, if you're watching and through via camera, you can't feel the vibe. Well, we are small but mighty and very spirited tonight, right? And with good cause, because it's Shabbat. It's Shabbat. Not only is it Shabbat, but we also happen to have Cantor Ken here today, who has joined our Agudas family.
Good to be here.
Yay. And so we're going to begin with a little bit different, a few little nigunim and songs that he will do for us, but we're going to give him a chance since this is actually his first live and in-person Friday night. Because of COVID, we didn't get a chance to have you for a Shabbat and get to see how it all goes, so he's been having to watch through the camera as well. So tonight we're going to get a little ta'am, a little taste, and then we'll let him see what we do, and we'll continue forward. So, Cantor, if you will get us going on no page.
Oh, yes, Rabbi, my pleasure. How many are here for the first time in a long time in the sanctuary, together in this sanctuary? You guys come Fridays, right? That's wonderful. Well, I'd like you to sing along with a little nigun, a little melody, and it's a toe tapper. So, I'd like to dedicate it to all the warmth and the love that I have been shown in this congregation prior to my coming, and now here that I am in San Antonio. Do you know that song? Okay, I won't teach you that song tonight, but that's a song my father sang, a blessed memory. He sang, it says Yortzeit next week. So Dad, this is for you. Yalla, yalla, la, la, yalla, yalla, la, la, yalla, yalla, la, 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 your turn now. Yalla, yalla. There you go. All right, let's try it again. Yalla, yalla, la, la, yalla, yalla, la, la, yalla, yalla, la, la, la. Put your hands together. Yalla, yalla, la, la, yalla, yalla, la, yalla, yalla, la, la, la. Second part. Yalla, la, la, la. Yalla, la, 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 la. Let me hear you now. That's the congregation I love. One more time. Ya la la la, ya la la. Gotta keep that clapping going. Now faster. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la. La 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 ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la. La 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 la. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Last time. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Get those toes tapping. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Now I want you to turn to your neighbors on the right and left or before you and wave to them and say, Shabbat Shalom y'all, because I hear you use that a lot here. Shabbat. And if you're near someone you love, give them a little hug, give them a kiss. It's beautiful to be together on Shabbat. You all know this song. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi HaSharet, Malachi HaElyon, Yomi Melech, Malachi HaMalachim Kadosh Baruch Hu. Borachem Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi El. Now move your body back and forth. Melech, Malachi HaMalachim Kadosh Baruch Hu.
We're on the bottom of 5.
Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Elyon Melech, Malachi HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitkhem Shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech, Malachi HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lie, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la, ya as we're lying, which you guys sound great tonight, how many people know this? הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. The book of Psalms, הנה מה טוב. Psalm 133, it says how good it is to be together, and after 15 months of not really being together, this is the first time I'm singing with a warm community that I can call my own. It's good to hear you. You inspire me. And I hope we can continue to build in spirit together.
Amen to that. We're going to turn with that sense of spirit. I told you we were rocking and rolling tonight. I said you could feel the spirit. The bottom of page 4, you will find our blessing for Hadlakat Nerod, for lighting and kindling the lights of the candles. If you'll rise as we join, bottom of page 4, as Orit leads us.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher Vetzivanu, vetzivanu lehadlik ner. Vetzivanu, vetzivanu lehadlik ner. Vetzivanu, vetzivanu lehadlik ner. Shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. You're welcome to be seated. You'll find the formal beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat. Again, as we continue this spirit that we started with, page 11, Lechu Neranena.
Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena. Naria, Naria, לצור אישנו נקדמה, פנה בתודה. נריה, נריה, לצור אישנו, בזמירות נריה לו. לכו נרננה, 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 אוי לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה.
Page 16, forward lines from the bottom, you'll find the word Or Zarua. We have the image of light throughout our Shabbat experience. As we light the candles, we talk about light of Torah and light of righteousness. Last 4 lines on page 16, Or Zarua.
Or Zarua. לצדיק ולישרי לב שמחה וזרו לצדיק ולישרי לב שמחה לצדיק ולישרי לב שמחה אור זרוע לצדיק ולישרי לב שמחה לי לי
Page 20, you'll find the words Romamu Adonai Eloheinu as we talk of raising our spirits, lifting up to God. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu. Page 20, last three lines.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
Page 21, you'll find the 29th Psalm. We rise as we join together, reminding ourselves, hearing the voice of God and its power and its majesty. That's the theme of the Psalm 21. We rise.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד, איי איי איי, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד הרים אדוני אביב כל אדוני בכוח איי 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 וישבר אדוני את ארצי הלבנון ויקידם כמו עגל לבנון וסריון כמו עינים איי 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 כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש כל אדוני יכיל מדבר יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש כל אדוני יכול לעלות ויחשוף יעבוד כולו מקבו Adonai ייתן, Adonai יברך את עמו בשלום.
May be seated. Page 23, you'll find Lecha Dodi, again our hymn that always welcomes in the Sabbath bride or queen. We have the custom of the last verse. We will rise, and I'll give you the signal when to do it. We rise as we face the door where we came in, and we literally welcome in the Sabbath bride or queen into our midst, as the mystics used to do and still do in Sfat today. So page 23, we do the first two and the last two. I got it finally. First two and the last two verses, 23, and then again on page 25.
Lecha Dodi likrat kahla penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kahla penei Shabbat nekabela. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, להשם מול תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Verses on 25.
ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, והני שמחה ונהגילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עתירת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני ארץ סגולה, בואי עלה
לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
You're welcome to be seated. We're on page 27 where you will find the Psalm for Shabbat Mizmor Shir. As we join together.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינו. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארנה. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Page 28, you'll find the conclusion of the Psalm, Tzaddik HaTamar, the righteous flourish like the date palm and thrive like a cedar. The imagery is quite beautiful. Page 28 by the arrow.
Tzaddik HaTamar yifrach, ki eretz balvanon yiseh sheturit Adonai befotzot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim ve'alanim yiyu le'agim ki Adonai
ולא עוולת בו.
Page 29.
עירותיך רמנו מאוד, לביתך נא וקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים.
Page 30, you'll find Kaddish Tom, the mourner's Kaddish, those reciting, if you will rise and join with me, page 30. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyamechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. As students of Torah, we know that the voices of women in the Bible are generally pretty silent. Here, they're pretty loud, actually, here in our sanctuary, aren't they? Yeah, we got to rock them out. But in this parasha, this Shabbat that we study, the parasha of Pinchas, we find one of the rare moments in the Torah where 5 women are named. Not just one, but 5 women, where sisters have a positive relationship with one another. Those of you who might have siblings and sisters, right? I don't, so I can't relate to this piece of it. But 5 sisters who have a positive relationship with one another, where women speak out loud and take charge of their destiny, challenging the status quo, and most importantly, winning. These are the daughters of Zelophehad: Machla, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah, who initiate what we might consider the first organized movement for women's rights in history. We thought the women's suffragists, right, were first? No, we'll predate long before that. This early suffrage movement did not concern the right to vote, however, but rather the right to inheritance, something that we would think would be very simple. According to the patriarchal system of inheritance, one's possessions, including land, by the way, were passed down only to the male heirs in the family. Zelophehad, from the tribe of Manasseh, poor Zelophehad, he only had daughters. And as the Israelites prepared to divide up parcels of the promised land among the tribes and the clans, a major question arises. What happens when there are no male heirs in a particular household to acquire the land or the property of the father after he dies? That's the situation we find in the Torah for this week. Now, this was the problem faced by these 5 daughters who had no brothers to carry on the family name, to inherit the property, and to look after the possessions of their late father. And it didn't seem to these women very reasonable or fair, nor healthy to their family structure to transfer their father's possessions and land to a male outside of the immediate family. So in a scene played out with pretty high drama, actually, the women, with the eyes of a whole community upon them, step forward before Moses and Eleazar, the high priest, and they speak for themselves, saying, and this is from Bamidbar, from Numbers 27, verses 4 through 5, Lama yigara shem avinu mitoch mishpachto. Don't let our father's name be lost just because he has no sons. Give us an inheritance among our father's family. Moses, it seems from the text, is left pretty speechless. I'm sure he hasn't seen 5 women stand up in front of him before this and say, hey, this is what we think should happen. And upon hearing their request, we might guess that the rest of the Israelites sitting and listening were a little bit shocked as well, because the rules of Israelite society and much of the ancient world, we know, did not provide for this kind of situation. The request was really so radical that Moses simply doesn't know what to do. And eventually, he sought God's advice on the matter. Hearing the reasonable argument of the daughters of Zelophehad, God tells Moses, Cain banot Zelophehad dovrot. The daughters of Zelophehad are correct. You shall surely give them a possession of inheritance among their father's family. Moses is then instructed to actually write into the Torah that a daughter may indeed inherit a father's portion of land. We might say that the daughters of Zelophehad did not really do anything revolutionary, but I think the drama of their story and the fact that their names appear in the text, all 5 names appear in the text, call us to look a little more closely at the text. Their challenge was not born from a simple desire to preserve their father's name and keep his lands within the family. I think they were actually protesting a sense of injustice. They were asking to be treated with the same rights and the same sense of dignity as their male counterparts. And unlike the challenges of others in the Torah, most recently, if you have been following the Torah reading for the last number of weeks, we have people like Korach, who institutes a whole out-and-out rebellion, right? And the spies who were sent out to spy out the land and come back with doubts and demands from Moses and demands against God come from a desire to return to the security and the comfort that they had known in the past. These 5 women come forward, though, and express their desire to have a stake in what really is an unknown future. They were working to make Israel a nation based on justice and on inclusivity, one dedicated to moving forward toward freedom in a new land rather than staying stagnant and remaining stagnant or even turning backward towards slavery and self-deprecation. So all around them, they had this negative stuff going on, and here they stand forward and go, hold on a minute. Let's see if we can change the way we're going. We need to look towards the future. We know we're not going to be the first that this happened to, and we certainly won't be the last. Let's see if we can make this more fair for everybody. So these 5 women knew their question to Moses was a profound challenge to current practices. They knew they were going to go up against what had always been, and they were raising questions about how things were supposed to be. Yet they possessed the courage and the insight to fight for what they believed was right and to challenge the status quo while still upholding the dignity and the integrity of both the Israelite system of law and its leaders. They did it. They didn't do it like Korach. They didn't even do it like the spies. They did it with respect and with reasonable request and with certainly the sense that they would maintain Moses' dignity. So the story of Zelophehad, I think, could lead us in lots of different directions as we apply the lessons to modern life. But as I read the story of the daughters and I focus upon their fight for independence and their desire to change the rules for the better and their challenge to the old thinking of the leadership of the Israelites, I can't help but think that this is a perfect message to study as we prepare to celebrate America's 245th birthday. Wow, I feel old because I still remember the bicentennial. Remember that? That was a while ago. For me, the 4th of July, America's Independence Day, is much more than a day to wear red, white, and blue and sing patriotic songs, and certainly we all get together with friends and families for barbecue and for fireworks. But within all those activities, I think should permeate the very themes that our Torah reading presents to us, the very themes that Zelophehad's daughters stood up for: pursuing justice, improving life for those whose voices might not be heard, challenging old ways of thinking and developing new options that will enhance the way in which we live each day. This is really, I think, what being a Jew and being an American is really all about. So as we go through this Shabbat and we anticipate the celebration, I know there's lots going on tomorrow in our communities, and certainly on Sunday as we celebrate the 4th, consider the words and the actions and the requests of the daughters of Zelophehad, and let's use them as our model for how we look at this 4th of July as a day to celebrate our freedom and to continue to remind ourselves that we have to continue to work for that freedom and for that liberty and that justice for all. Shabbat Shalom. With that, we're going to move forward into our evening service, and there you will find on page 39a our Baruch Hu, the formal beginning of Ma'ariv. We rise as we join together again, raising our spirits high this holiday weekend and this Shabbat, 39b.
Lai la 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 la.
Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la.
Lai la la la
La la la la la la la.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
המבורך, המבורך, לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך, לעולם ועד.
You may be seated.
מעביר יום, מביא לילה, ומבדילו בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, על חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבי.
Amen. Page 40, you'll find Ahavat Olam, our prayer that reminds us we have a relationship with God built in love and love of Torah and mitzvot. Page 40.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו
ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נהי יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נהי יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו
ובהם נהי יומם ולילה.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נהי יומם ולילה. יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה לה יאללה לה לה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Page 41, the Shema.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
We join together in the English, the V'ahavta together in the middle of page 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. We continue over on page 44. The words Michamocha were joyfully sung and recited as our people crossed the Red Sea to freedom. It takes on meaning, additional meaning this weekend as we anticipate the celebration of our holiday of freedom, our Independence Day. 44 Michamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זרי זרי ענו ואמרו, מלכותך ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זרי זרי ענו ואמרו, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות עושה פלא. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא 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 תהילות עושה פלא, עושה פלא, עושה פלא. ונאמר, כי בדע אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. Page 45, you'll find our second bracha after the Shema, our Hashkivenu prayer that asks for a sense of peace, for shalom, as we end our day and anticipate the arrival of a new day. We read together in the English on the left side on 45. Allow us, Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Amen. Page 45, we join together in the Hebrew.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. העמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
Page 46, you'll find Vishamru. As we rise, we sanctify our Shabbat. We remind ourselves the Sabbath is a oath, a sign between us and God of the covenant, one that we enjoy together. Page 46, we rise.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Chatzi finish the middle of 46.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ועל מעלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
בריחו
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן.
You'll find the silent Amidah for this evening beginning pages 47 through 52. As always, please add your own thoughts and meditations to the words on the page, and when you're through, you're welcome to be seated. Page 47. You'll find Shalom Rav on page 51.
Please be seated when you're done praying. Before we sing this prayer for universal peace, I want to say a couple of things about specifically what it was that I heard when I went on Zoom and heard this community pray. Well, the first thing I heard was that you sing glorious melodies. And tonight I got to experience firsthand what the music means to you. Because not only did I hear the beautiful, spiritual, soulful sounds of the singers and musicians, of the people who lead you in prayer, along with our rabbi, but I was able to see how it affected your souls. I'm watching you. You're listening to me. It's my first day, but I'm watching you. And why? Because as your cantor, I need to gain your trust so we can build and continue to build on the beautiful prayer this community has established. So I want to thank you for being deeply passionate about prayer and making it part of your lives, because I saw some joyful smiles during the beautiful prayer, and I saw some very quiet meditative moments. So I appreciate the gift you're giving me as your shliach tzibur, the person who represents you in prayer. And the second thing I want to share with you is that I have come into a very unique situation. Very few cantors come in and they are replacing lay people with spectacular neshamot, souls who have been in place like Orit for the past several years. Can we give her a little, what do they say? You don't clap in shul, but you can do that type of thing, right? Right? I hear a clapping over there. Family's permissible, that's fine. But the point of it is that when I spoke to the rabbi about my coming in, I spoke to Orit. Orit was like, please make this your home. And I said, it's going to be my honor to lead this community. But number one, I want to get to feel the community and learn about its traditions. A wise man said as I walked in, change slowly, right? Change slowly, gain the trust of the community. So what I and Orit and I and the rabbi have talked about is to continue the beautiful, soulful singing. I will come in, back up, harmonize. I will also lead occasional services, and this will be a transition over time, because I felt it's almost like taking the spiritual rug out. You know what I mean? Like rip that Band-Aid off. No, we don't want to. Craig's like, no. Can we not do that? There's enough going on in the world. We want to make a smooth transition. So if you're wondering why I'm sitting in the back, it's because I want to create a transition that feels right for you, that feels right for this community, feels right for myself. I'm not the type of cantor who needs to hear himself sing. One of my teachers at the seminary said, if you don't get to do all the musical pieces that you normally would sing in a service, go home and sing to your wife. And, that's how I am. I don't have to be, the center, but I do want to create the feeling of joy and love and continue the beautiful, inspiring work that Orit and Arlene have done. So I just wanted to share that with you, should you be wondering. Actually, would you mind accompanying me? Anthony, everybody, let's give him a Shabbat kudos. And we could do it in D if you'd like. Why don't you give us a little intro? Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov beinecha levarich et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת v'chol shah b'shlama. ישראל עולמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עולמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We turn towards the back of our Siddur on page 173. There you will find our Misha Berach for Cholim, our traditional Misha Berach that we recite. And as we do, as we sing it together, we certainly keep in our thoughts all those we know who are in need of healing, whether spiritual, physical, or emotional. The world needs our healing as well. Page 173.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi shebe'imotenu מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Shalema. Page 54, you'll turn back. There you'll find Kaddish Shalem as Orit leads us.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה קירותי, וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ועל מעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לעילום מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותיהון ובתיהון דכל ישראל, קדם אבוהון דיבי שמיה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו
You'll turn to page 55. That always brings a smile on my face whenever you do that note. Page 55. We rise as we take a cup of grape juice, in this case, in hand. As we add to the sweetness, we toast the sweetness of Shabbat. We bring the sweetness in to our lives. Page 55. We'll give the Chazan the toast tonight. Page 55, you'll find Kiddush.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם קידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כיוונו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת אמן לחיים.
As we remain standing, we turn to page 56. There you'll find Aleinu as we join together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם בגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים עם העל ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו קרקעתו ותורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד change it a little bit. והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו
You are welcome to be seated. If you're not awake and excited and spirited after all of that, then there's nothing more to say about it. So we are quite fortunate to have the wonderful talent that we have here at our congregation. So quite fortunate indeed. You will turn to page 58. There you will find our Mourner's Kaddish. And certainly as we recite Kaddish Tome this evening, we continue to give our hugs of support to the extended Young family, Karen Young, on the death of Lindsay Demeshki, to Lauren Abraham and the extended Abraham family on the death of Beverly Selaski, and certainly to the entire community and the Rodfei community as well, and to Rabbi Avram Scheinberg on the death of Rabbi Aryeh Scheinberg. We continue to keep them in our thoughts as we move through the Shloshim period. We also mention the names of those whose yortzites occur tonight, and in the week that is coming. Johanna Blucher, Erwin Brooks, William Callahan, Leah Cohn, Jean Cole, Rona Dresner, Joseph Zylozinski, Nettie Freeman, Mark Freeman, Israel Goldberg, Lee Greenberg, Ida Gorinsky, Israel Hermelin, Lois Horlin, Patty Kaminsky, Elizabeth Kaplan, Bella Lebo, Rose Levin, Julia McInnes, Gussie Okrent, Mildred Penner, Jacob Rappaport, David Rofsky, Molly Rusikoff, Pam Siegel, Norman Sparks, Moises Teitelbaum, Mayor Wigman. If there are any names I did not recite, please feel free to recite them at this moment or within your hearts as well. Page 58, those reciting Mourner's Kaddish, if you'll rise and join with me. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Chirutei v'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam olamei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shemei dekudesha, brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May be seated. We have a few announcements. Give you a few of the highlights. Of course, as always, please join us for our morning minyan in person here in the building, Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, soon to be Mondays and Thursdays, but they will remain on Zoom and live stream as we go forward. Weekdays at 7:30, Sundays at 9, and I know there's always a question about the 5th of July on Monday. It will be at 7:30. So if you're joining us for Minyan via Zoom or live stream on Monday, it will be at 7:30. We have a few things that we need your help with. We're updating our Misha Berach for Cholim list, the list that we have for those who are ill. If you please can call the office if you have a name that's on the list that you know should be taken off. We have a lot of names on there. Some we can identify with families and some we can't. And we really need your help. If you hear a name or see a name on there, there's a list actually in the back as well. Or you see it online, you can see the list online as well. And you know that that person has been doing well and is have the gift of healing already, then please let us know and we'll be able to remove their names. And obviously, if there's somebody you know needs to be on there, we certainly can add it. But we really want to make sure we have a list that reflects the needs of our community. So please keep that in your mind. We have several other things that you need attention, which includes, if you have children, our IPRS registration. Please turn in your IPRS paperwork. You can check your weekly email for the registration forms and send them back to Jessica in the office. We are gearing up for a fantastic year, yes, for our kids, and well, quite different than the start of last year with our children, certainly, as we've had to adjust with COVID. So we hope that we will be back here full force with a wonderful program, and all of us in the building at the same time that we can do that. So please make sure you get your registration in. There's also a wonderful USY ice cream program in Austin. You want to take a little drive to Austin, you can do that. Go to Amy's Ice Cream on July 11th at 3 p.m. We're going to join with the regional 6th through 12th graders of our Southwest USY. You can hang out with friends, meet new ones. The new SWOOZY engagement director, Stacy Glazer, will be there, and you can check your weekly email for more information. But if you know a USY or someone between the ages or between the grades of 6th and 12th grade, please let them know you heard about this. We would love to have them be a part of our regional program and get to know our new engagement director from the wider region, be a part of that. A couple other announcements. Biyachad, our support network for members who have experienced a loss, continues. We started it back in January, I think, right, Susan? Yep. Thank you for all of your work with that. And it is facilitated by Flora Garb. She has over 40 years of experience in grief and loss counseling. We can join at any point at any time. So call the office for more information. We'll put you in touch with Flora or with Susan to be able to be added to the list. Right now it is in doing Zoom, but there's hope of actually being in person, being in the room together and get support from one another being in person. So keep that in mind. And finally, a couple other things. Book of Remembrance, we're now accepting submissions for our 5782 Book of Remembrance. We use it during our Yizkor services for Yom Kippur, Shmini Atzeret, Passover, and Shavuot. Check your weekly email or your snail mail. You got it in both places for forms, and you can contact, again, Jessica in the office to turn them in. She's busily working and updating those, the Book of Remembrance. It has readings in it. It can be used through the whole year. It has a prayer for kindling the Yortzeit light, a Yortzeit candle as well in it. So get your submissions in and make sure you have your submission in there. Finally, we have our Welcome Back weekend. We have other things going on too. Our Journey into Judaism keeps going. If someone wants to join on the Wednesday night class, right, Phil? We're busily studying Shabbat appropriately the next week or two. On Wednesday nights at 7:30, so come join us. Just shoot me an email and I'll get you the link and you can come join with the group. And our Welcome Back weekend, August 20th through the 22nd, please save the date. There'll be the installation of our clergy. Hey, I think that's us. And a kickoff to all of our in-person events. Check your weekly email for all the events. We'll keep updating it as things get posted, and we hope everybody will be here. We'd like to be hanging from the rafters, literally in some ways, that we will be here together to celebrate being able to be back together. And a welcome to everyone. So with that, I think those are plenty of things to keep in your thoughts as we go into the concluding part. We're doing Yigdal?
Yigdal, I guess.
Yigdal tonight on page 62. We want to thank Orit for leading us. Anthony, as always, beautiful piano.
And Cantor Ken.
I was just going to say.
That's
and
great.
Cantor, our wonderful Chazan, as always, going to be uplifting us. You can tell you did not see him this morning as he started off with the little guys today. If anybody wants to have a fun treat, sneak into the preschool at 9:30 on Friday mornings, and you will leave with nothing but a smile on your face. That's what the kids did, and that's what I did. It was fantastic, and we really enjoyed it. So we get a taste of it tonight. But you can know that our little ones are getting a taste of it in the morning. It's just delightful. So thank you, as always. And Ira, thank you for making sure we had some extra mics and stuff this evening. We always appreciate your help. And is it Jody tonight? Is Jody our usher in the back? Yes, it's Jody. Did I miss anyone else? Are you pairing with anyone? No. Okay, it's Jody doing the yeoman's job in the back. We thank you for being our usher this evening and for greeting everybody. And with that, we are going to conclude, and there is an oneg in the back as far as I know, so stay around and have a little nosh before you go home and eat your dinner, most likely. Page 62, Yigdal.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמסב ייהנית אל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו למלכותו, שפעל נבואתו נטהרנו, להמשיך סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל למשה, ומעמיד את תמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו אוהל, על יד נביאו כמען ביתו, אל יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים זולתו, צופה ויודע לצערנו, מעביד לסוף דבר לקדמתו, גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רק רשעתו, ישלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לפדות מחלקי קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייהם ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו, מתים יחייהם ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. שבת שלום, היי שבת שלום, היי שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, היי שבת שלום, היי שבת 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 שלום, שבת 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 שלום, שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, היי שבת שלום, היי שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shkoach.
Yes, sure. Oh, it's so nice to have.
That A node, oh my God. and that was A node. That was where that ended. I was like, what?
I was sure.
She can like, let me turn that switch.
And I'm a little hoarse tonight because I've been unpacking my mom all week, so I haven't had like enough water to drink.
Two parts.
Yeah,
One
she's
part
good.
is just to give all good thoughts to
No, you're good.
enough for I mean for the stuff we're going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other hug is all the
Yeah.
but
That's, yeah.
of course it is.
Yeah. It's always, yeah.
But
So, Rabbi, good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.
She's watching. Yeah, the YouTube that she could watch. She was too tired to watch.
are you kidding? My wife's like, tell me the channel, I'll be there.
It's great. Oh, there's a YouTube channel. Yeah, she could just have it on her phone.
Is it YouTube or Facebook?
So there's both. There's a Facebook Live, and there's also, you have a YouTube channel as well. And we're also on. So if you go on our website, he'll tell you. If you're on the website, it's free. Yeah, it's
Ira will know. Goes to the website. Everything we do, including Zoom, goes to the website.
correct.
If you can go to our website, it's always the last thing, whatever they call it, prayer.
And they can still hear us right now, so watch what we're live.
So go to the website, you go down, you go to live stream, and when we're broadcasting now, see the live stream, you get the archives. And you can run to that service.
We should like select the release.
Well, I was looking.
Sometimes we gossip too much on the beam. Sometimes we gossip too much on the beam, and it gets hot.
Somebody makes us
Do you really? Amazing!
I can trim it from the beginning to get serious mistakes usually. And we're talking before or we're talking yet.
Yeah, so you're
Everything,
like,
so we'll either go to links on our website, there are links to our links, and it's always on Facebook right now and YouTube. I'm trying to get rid of Facebook. Facebook is I guess if you hear me, Facebook is an inappropriate platform.
people are typing. They're typing as comments usually. Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
This is we don't allow those comments or anything.
Yeah,
Nobody reads
well.
them, and I don't read them, and they've actually, a lot of them, I can't.
I usually like them after Shabbat. I usually do it for after Shabbat. Yeah, I'm sure you're getting complimented right now.
Most people are just
My bad.
It messes up the Facebook experience. Too much information on Facebook that you can sit on there.
Oh, thank you. Well, I really love it, you know, and it's inspiring to me. You know, I had asked you about the piano, and my friend just, yes, he came into the piano. Yes. Well, no, last Friday. Yeah, so it's freshly tuned and it's yeah, so yeah. Well, I don't know about that part. I know he left an invoice, so yeah, maybe check on that.
No, I know we're too far. Oh, wait.
Johnny Verdusco? Yeah, the piano sounds wonderful. Oh yes, it sounds perfect. Oh, I love that. Yes. Oh yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Linda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
That would be easy to tell you this. Like, I've been doing it for a while.
Thank you. We normally have, there's a guy that plays percussion with us. He hasn't been here in the last few weeks, but I'm not sure where he is. I hope he's not ill. But that adds a lot too. You know, just the percussion. Yes. I always thought, I'm glad you play guitar. I always thought the guitar would be so great with all this, because it's really been for years, just piano and percussion and voice. But the guitar is. I certainly can. I mean, I'm comfortable with like improvising things. Sure. I love all of it.
I can't like them.
Definitely
This
jazz.
thing is broken. This thing has been broken.
But also kind of like,
So I gave up.
I tend
I
to
gave
write
up on this. But then she went to work.
film score kind of, but you know, sort of reflective music. I'm always sort of improvising that kind of thing. So.
And then and matches in here.
Yeah, I mean, not officially. I don't like, you know, I don't write music for a living, but like, I do all the time.
I'm very interested in putting together, you know, like you have two different sides to watch. Sure. What about music before people are coming in?
Ah,
Great. I mean, we've never officially had anything.
yeah. I was really enjoying hearing her
The last piece goes,
like
if there's anything that you want to riff on.
That'd be great.
you saw me doing kind of hearing, right? And trying to adjust. If that's what you do. I'm like listening to that.
But there was
Never that.
No, never.
That's great.
I'm not a mic.
Yes. Well, a big thing for me is actually keeping the
What do you
piano.
say? No, I encourage everybody to partake.
that last, but nobody does the rest.
Excuse me.
I
I
know.
want to thank you for your service.
I was changing it up because I usually just put that note forever. I got bored with this. I was like, let's make it a little longer. Oh, they're a little worse all week because I've been unpacking mom and dust in there. And I'm not. She does. Yeah, she's living at Franklin Park Independent Living. Oh, she's not there yet. She's still in Boston. But she's with us temporarily. My weekend. enough boxes unpacked that she can safely go to her apartment. Today I got enough helper to kind of sit with her and kind of touch my way. Correct, I'm tired because I'm going back and forth. Like this morning,
I don't remember where it is.
it's off Sunset in Alamo Heights. I live in Stone Oak, so it's a little bit of a commute, but it's by my work.
More sound.
Broadway and Sunset. There were, but there was nothing that she could do. Yeah. Yeah, her decision, not mine. And she needs to be happy. So today we finally got to a point where.
That's right. I told you she was ready to move. My sisters jumped on it like a
Fire, of course, because when they finally say it, you jump on it.
You jump on it, and you know.
And then it backfires. So
I'm gonna be the one to do it. Channel break on my watch. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do that. Thank you.
She was unpacked. Her and it did. Yeah, I know. Hi, so good to see you again. It's so good to see you. How's the garden? I know. When you walked in with your wife, I was like, oh, it's so fun. Well, she came later, but either way. Oh, so she was actually mad at you coming in. Like, where were you? Sure. Sure, good to see you.
So I explained to the rabbi, it's a spendable.
Well, the other thing
We need to have those
Ricky,
windows.
there's an air conditioner there that keeps tourists.
You take me goosebumps to see that because I know you take it easy on tourists sometimes. But all of their needs are different.
I don't know that.
My wife and I were just
Spend the night with the Torahs. That's a good activity. It's so good to see you. Iris makes fun of me. He's like, we share it up. I said, well, I'm really bored with what I've been doing, so I just thought I'd have it.
Oh, you mean the
Thank you. Well, actually, I haven't been here in a while because we were in Arizona for several weeks. I'm with my mom. We went to my mom's studio. I don't know if you know. Yeah, I lost my dad. So we didn't have a choice at this point. But she
get off the plane, and it's just like.
I moved her in. She's gonna be a friend of ours.
But I'm used to
In Alamo Heights. Not the one. Yes. Actually, I'm in Sonterra. The Sonterra would have been really close. But she didn't like that.
Nice. I did not know
So we
that.
just
Thanks
went
for
with
coming. Hi, nice to meet you.
I think the one Alamo Heights.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Brand new. It's about 2 years.
I heard celebration. Enjoy.
So thank you for.
Oh, thank you. Trying for us so good.
My wife has
husband's wife because he's really tall. I know how a short lady got this really tall. That's what she did.
That's what I got. I got
love
stuck
standing by.
this week.
The other day, I said, I love standing by you, but he was wise.
Yeah, I know. We're all fine.
He's always so Jeff is
Because Linda's really
But these people keep us well fed and happy. Thank you.
I won't do everything.
No. Well, welcome.
We're gonna go home and
So it's I mean, I'm okay to help it. I mean,
and our daughter's here all day. She's in the back. One daughter.
Okay.
She'll be here for 2 weeks.
So maybe yeah. I'm free to go next week. I just, we just put each other every other week.
One thing I'd say,
And as opposed to something we're putting this year, and also commitment to the groundskeeper. So, that's exciting. Not in a design way, but in a right. And her mother was the most amazing person. She's very
You know how you put something like this.
religiously spiritual and did a lot with books in the library.
Maybe the lavalier should be on the guitar.
Mother's sister was very, both of them were very involved.
He had the lavalier on in the back. Maybe he should just maybe he should just put the lavalier right here with the mic. So maybe I'll tell him to do that for next week. It's not that bad.
Because if Ellie's gonna play with him, like.
Yeah, because she plays really slow because she's not as familiar with the song. I mean, she just plays really. I mean, it's not gonna be obviously, you know, and I don't really think it's a lot.
And the other thing, younger son married a non-Jewish girl.
Yeah, where is he? Is it vacation for him, maybe? Or the July weekend? I hope he didn't play. Is he gonna stop playing for us? Is that what we do?
Right.
I don't know. But the only thing is
So
like
the older one lives in Jerusalem and goes to New York and also does business consulting. He's in his 30s. And he's looking for a shot on and the younger one lives in Brooklyn.
I noticed that you never saw it. I think we were both like so he could harmonize, do this, that, like you did, I did, and we were sort of like slowing it.